Hello, my lovely human beings. It's your girl Blessing and welcome back to my channel. Today we're just going to continue on talking about Record of... I thought that was an airplane. So we're going to continue talking about Record of Youth. I've already talked about the first episode, which you can just see right over here if you've missed it. And how this video is going to go is I'm going to do a quick recap, a little refresher, and then go right into my review. And y'all, just to let y'all know, these episodes are long. They're like an hour, 10 minutes. So I'm sorry I'm behind. I hope the recap gets everything that you guys need to understand if you choose not to watch the show, but you really should because it's really good. Like I said before, the recap's not going to cover everything. It's just going to cover what I think is important and relevant for my review. Let's get into the recap. We left off with hye-jun asking jeong-ha if she's a fan, but jeong-ha lies, saying that she's actually a fan of hae-hyo, which is hye-jun's best friend. We see hae-hyo meets his mom and she tells him he got the role, which is bittersweet because this means that hye-jun will have to enter the military. So back to hye-jun and jeong-ha. Hye-jun explains he feels bad for what happened and says it sucks to be misunderstood and empathizes with jeong-ha. After the fashion show, hye-jun, Jin-woo, and hae-hyo go backstage. Hae-hyo notices that hye-jun and jeong-ha are not speaking formally anymore, and hye-jun says, "Oh, it's because we're friends." The guys decide to go out to eat and watch a game, and the offer is extended to jeong-ha, which she declines. Before leaving, hye-jun goes to get paid for the show since he's no longer with his agency, and Fashion Dude seems to be eyeing him. When hye-jun was about to leave, Fashion Dude asked if he had anything to say to him. We get the history between the two of them. Essentially, earlier in hye-jun's career, they went over to Fashion Dude's house for a dinner party. Hye-jun was under the impression other people would be there as well, but Fashion Dude said, "No, there won't be other people." Fashion Dude then apologizes for lying to him and then proceeds to confess his feelings, which hye-jun promptly stops and leaves. End of backstory. Back to the present, Fashion Dude says he can help hye-jun's situation by being his sponsor until he's able to become an actor. He gave hye-jun 1 week to respond. We see hae-hyo's mom looking at her son's social media and ends up buying hae-hyo followers. Finally, leaving the fashion show, hye-jun gives jeong-ha his number before they part so that they can keep in touch. Oh my gosh, yes! After the game, hae-hyo drunkenly tells hye-jun that he got the role, which saddens hye-jun and spoils his mood. They went to karaoke afterwards to blow off some steam, and hye-jun sings Tomorrow by BTS. You guys know I had to talk about BTS. Y'all know I had to talk about my BTS boys. Hae-hyo explains his mood was spoiled because they were having such a good time, and it's rare for him to be so happy and carefree. He forgives his longtime friends though. Then we see hae-hyo showering. Y'all, this is for sure fan service, like, they know what's up. Hae-hyo calls his manager to see if the show he's on can find a role for hye-jun. Look at him, fending for his friend. Once that's done, he checks his social media and sees that he has a whole 3,000 new followers, not knowing it was actually from the help of his mom. Hye-jun arrives home, his dad notices that he's drunk and criticizes him. Hye-jun tells his dad that he didn't get the role, and instead of being sympathetic, like a good parent, the dad says, "Good, now you can go to the military." His older brother chimes in, and now both are criticizing hye-jun. Ouch. Hye-jun's grandpa comes out to help by calling out the father for his blatant favoritism. When the older brother got his new job, the father decided to change the older brother's door despite it looking relatively new, while hye-jun's door looks water damaged. Unfortunately, when grandpa closed the door broke. We cut to Grandpa and hye-jun having a heart-to-heart. Grandpa wants to help out financially after seeing his son, hye-jun's dad, come back bruised from work. He asks hye-jun to help him find a job. Hye-jun meets Boss Lady and she takes him for a ride. She tells him that she has a chance for him to model in France, but hye-jun says he can't because he doesn't have the money to fly or book a hotel. Hye-jun then meets Fashion Dude to turn down the sponsorship, but thanked him for the offer. Fashion Dude then asks for lunch, but Hye-jun quickly turns that down. Hye-jun says that he can't have lunch with Fashion Dude, which Fashion Dude asks why. Fashion Dude then criticizes Hye-jun, saying because of his mindset, he can't succeed, and that's why he's left at the bottom. Basically, Fashion Dude is saying hye-jun should use people, and he struck a nerve by comparing hye-jun to his rich friend hae-hyo. Leaving hurt, he sees Boss Lady still waiting in the car. She tells him she booked the tickets and they're going to France. Back to jeong-ha in the salon. Jinju was wondering about inventory, and jeong-ha tells her what is needed. For some reason, this triggered Jinju to say that she would never like jeong-ha. Jeong-ha says plainly, if you don't like me, then don't like me. And that's some piping hot tea. Getting stressed, Jinju shouts, which jeong-ha scolds her for the lack of professionalism. We find out Jinju was actually annoyed because jeong-ha was asked to dinner with the models and she wasn't invited. Jeong-ha said she didn't actually go since she had other things to do. And she is annoyed at Jinju because she wanted to be invited despite her humiliating jeong-ha for stealing a client. Yeah, it doesn't make sense. We see hye-jun in France modeling. When hye-jun comes back, hae-hyo picks him up from the airport and then they go to the salon. Hye-jun tells hae-hyo that jeong-ha is his fan. When alone, jeong-ha quickly tells hae-hyo the truth and asks for secrecy. The episode ends with hye-jun entering the salon and asking jeong-ha to cut his hair since he's joining the military soon. Now we're back for the review. So to start off, I'm just going to talk about my dislikes like I did before. And I'm just going to start off by talking about the fashion show because honestly, I didn't really care about the fashion show. They showed it, it was cute, but like I didn't eat it up, you know what I mean? Like it was okay. That's all I'm going to talk about for the fashion show, honestly. So Jinju and her audacity strikes again. So she humiliated jeong-ha, right? In front of the models. And when jeong-ha is invited to a meal or like to the game afterwards, she's all like, you should have invited me. And I was like, girl, you got no goodwill with jeong-ha. Jinju, shut up. Like, it's actually frustrating watching the levels of her stupidity at times, because I'm just like take some accountability and learn from your mistakes, honey. Just, it's not all about you, you know? It's not. Anyway, this is more of a pet peeve than a dislike. I didn't enjoy the fact that jeong-ha lied to hye-jun about not being his fan. I don't see why she had to hide it. I don't know, maybe she was just trying to save face, but like she could have just told the truth. Anyway, yet again, the dad and hye-jun had a fight and it was just really sad. Like, I just wish the dad was more understanding. But we learned in the episode that the reason the dad is so hard on hye-jun is because the grandfather's kindness was taken advantage of. So it made hye-jun's dad's life harder. So he has a very cynical view of life. And his way of showing his love is by telling hye-jun to redirect his efforts to something more concrete, probably like office, doctor, lawyer, you know, the trifecta. Like, I understand where he's going for, but like the way he's going about it is just so toxic for me and unnecessary. I feel like I'm doing jazz hands. Bob Fosse. Hey. Anyway, the last thing I want to talk about for my dislikes is hye-jun. I enjoy the fact that hye-jun is a very virtuous person. He's very kind, considerate, individual, and that's great. But I feel like he needs to take advantage of his connections. He has a friend who has the connections he needs to make it to become successful. Like, just take advantage of that. I feel like he just doesn't like getting a handout and he wants to make it all out on his own. But you literally have a great friend who wants to help you. So okay, so that's it for my dislikes. Now on to my likes. I just love that shower scene. You saw his back muscles. My mouth water. Y'all, the thirst was real. Seeing his back muscles. I enjoyed it. I love the fan service. Hae-hyo is good in my books. just for now, anyway. And I also enjoyed the fact that he seemed to care a lot about his friend. Like, he's really trying to make ways for hye-jun by like trying to get him gigs, you know, getting him roles. Although I don't think, again, hye-jun enjoys that. I love that he's trying. He's doing what he can. Oh my goodness, there was this really cute moment for Grandpa and hye-jun when they had a heart-to-heart. Like, okay, so Grandpa told hye-jun that he wants to help out the family because he saw his son coming back from work and he's literally like achy and all that stuff. Like, he got home early because, you know, work accident, I believe. Like, he's a construction worker. Essentially, Grandpa wants to find a job so that he's not just taking advantage of the situation. He wants to feel like he's providing in the family. So I love that. And hye-jun was feeling for him. They just had a very beautiful moment and I enjoyed it. It was so cute. The last thing I'm going to talk about of my likes is Boss Lady. So she is so funny and incredible. I love her so much because I find her relatable. She doesn't always want to get involved with people, but when she sees injustice, she just can't help but get involved. And same, I just want to do my own thing, but when I see it, it's like, I gotta do something. I didn't talk about this in the recap. The ex-CEO got a gig for hye-jun, but just lied to the client and said, yeah, he retired. When she found that out, she went out of her way to call them. And then she lied and said that she has her own company called Jampong, which is like Korean seafood noodle thing. That's the name of her company. I just found that whole scenario of her like trying to get him a gig and help him out and stuff like hilarious. Anyway, so those are my thoughts for this episode. I hope you enjoyed listening to me ramble. If you like this video, like my recap, my review, please press that like button. My goal for this video is to hit 5 likes, so that would be amazing. Also, what are your thoughts on Jinju? Do you think her audacity has no bounds? Thank you for watching and have a wonderful day.